Hey guys, Nan here. So today we're going to be talking about Mercenary. We'll be talking about the new Mercenary versus the old Mercenary. Let's get into that real quick here. So old Mercenary we'll talk about first. It's very quick. Basically, old Mercenary, when you use your skills, you could just hold down M1, like your left click, the entire time, and your sword swings would go off through all of your animations, literally all of them. You could shift and still be doing your left click, like holding down your left click. You'd still be swinging. You can use eviscerate, the thing that displaces you, makes you invulnerable, and you hit everything around you. Yeah, you can still left click during that. Same with your, I believe, either right click, whirlwind and uppercut, and or sorry, whirlwind and rising thunder. You could right click and still get your M1s off. And yeah, that was the old mercenary. So the new mercenary, for some reason, people believe he was nerfed when I feel like he was just buffed across the board. So the new mercenary, what you cannot hold down, that I believe and I've seen, you cannot hold down your M1 and still get your animations off on your shift or either R. But during the final hit of your M1, if you right click at the right time, I have noticed that I can like hit an enemy. It uses and procs exposure, which is a new mechanic with Mercenary in 1.0, and it'll reapply exposure after the hit. So I don't know if that's intended or not, but it can happen. You can still do that only on the final hit, though. I haven't been able to do it with any other part of the M1 chain. But yeah, with the new additions to with the new addition of exposure on your third M1 hit, and also the alternate R that people never used, slicing winds, you apply this effect called exposure. Which means when you hit an enemy, all of your cooldowns, every cooldown gets a 1 second cooldown reduction on it for each enemy hit. So when you use slicing winds and you hit 3 enemies, it has like a 6 second cooldown, I believe. On the final hit, it applies exposure. If you hit all of those targets, you reduce that cooldown by 3 seconds. So it's pretty good. The new mercenary, I can understand the changes. I don't understand the people that say he got nerfed though, because I believe what they did with their thoughts on changing mercenary the way they did was to raise the skill cap with the character, because now you really need to benefit from exposure. Like exposure is huge, and they really like, before people really never used slicing winds. I always did. I thought it was a good skill, and it was a nice change of pace for mercenary. And now with the added benefit to the skill of having exposure on the final hit of slicing winds, your new R, your alternate R, I guess I should say. um yeah, I feel you're just rewarded for weaving that into your combos and balancing your cooldowns accordingly with your M1, like getting your M1s in as you can to again apply exposure, reduce your cooldowns. You should be like basically always using abilities as a mercenary, and it's very fast and fluid once you get used to it. I feel like the skill ceiling with the character out of all of them is the highest, and that's why I feel some people say that post 1.0 or 1.0 mercenary compared to old mercenary, it's nerfed because you can't blindly play him. You have to put thought now into your gameplay with mercenary. You can't just, at least like probably on monsoon and eclipse, you can't just go in and smash your keyboard now and hold down your M1 and think you're a badass. You can get your shit pushed in. So you do have to try. You can also in 1.0 with mercenary animation cancel your shift with your right click at any point during your shift. What that means is when the moment you shift through a target, you can right click and it will stop your forward momentum and go into your attack animation. So what you want to do is the moment you shift through an enemy and you hear the hit noise, your shift obviously connected, and it, you know how if you shift through, your shift gets 3 charges unless you miss, it goes on cooldown. Because you shifted through, you heard that hit noise, it doesn't go on cooldown. The moment you hear that noise, if you right click, this works best with Rising Thunder. It works with both, but Rising Thunder instantly gives you vertical momentum vertical momentum, and cancels your horizontal speed. So the moment you hear the noise, you're right. If you do it at the right time, you'll be right in front of your target, and you right click, you'll stop all of your forward momentum and go up in your swing. And then if you just do some M1s real quick and then shift again, because you did your third M1 before your Rising Thunder came off cooldown, you shift, you connect. If you spam right click, your right click will come off cooldown because your shift procced exposure, and you can like chain like that. It's pretty sick. You'd have to get a feel for it. Once you get used to it, like you will not stop doing that. Trust me, it is fun as hell. But yeah, the new Mercenary is great. I don't understand the people that want old Mercenary back. Kind of weird, but they just, I guess they don't like change. They don't want to try. New Mercenary is great though. So those are my thoughts on Mercenary now. And then I think just overall, Hoppo did an improvement on the hero that in such a way that no other character has gotten yet. And I mean, I appreciate it. So fun as hell. So yeah, I'll see you guys again tomorrow.